Hello and welcome to Eden Live, where I am reading all of Eden by FREI live on Facebook and YouTube with the recorder clips, then making their way onto Instagram IGTV. We're on a little bit later than usual, but I'm sure it doesn't matter because, as I've said before, when this happened, I know that most of you watched this not actually live, but later in your own sweet time. And there were good reasons for me being late. I had some very important work to do. But let's just get on with it now. We're in volume 8 of the Eden Miniature series, Sedartis. The Eden Miniature series being the published ebook and paperback version of Eden by FREI. And we're nearing the end. We're certainly in the final quarter now with the fourth before last, actually. The fourth before the end chapter. And this one is called Outrage. Stupidity, Sedartis thunders, is the enemy. Stupidity is the outrage, the crime. Here is that word again. Perpetrated not by the stupid, they may never have learned, never have had a chance to learn, not to be so. No, it's the chief crime of your society. As long as you allow stupidity not just to exist, but to flourish in your midst, as long as you cultivate, nurture, elevate, and celebrate it, you deserve everything you get. I feel chastened. Sedartis is on a roll. You talk of equality, you talk of democracy and a fairer society, and yet you blind yourselves to the evil that trumps all. You lull your masses into ignorance and then keep them there. Because you're selfish, egotistical, greedy, and lazy. You give the people what they want, which you keep telling them is soft porn mush and their own supposed reality. You invite them to be abysmally stupid on your television shows and think you're doing them a favor because they recognize themselves. You make stupidity the norm and condemn aspiration to intellect as a pretentious frivolity. You dismiss intellect itself as an irrelevance, knowing full well that without intellect, you wouldn't be here where you are in your privileged position. You keep your people stupid because that's how you keep yourselves aloft and rich. You fear them and you dread what they should do if ever they latched onto how you enslave them. There is a pause. It doesn't last. You feed them what scraps they already know and shore up their prejudices. You belittle intelligence as too clever by half. How can you even hold on to an expression like that and smirk at anyone who thinks in public? How can you have built a civilization in which not only 1% own more than half of all material wealth, but another 1% at most are really schooled in handling knowledge when you know that knowledge is power? That's a crass exaggeration, and unlike Sedartis, I want to protest. All right, so that may be a crass exaggeration, I concede. You educate more people now in absolute terms as well as relative than ever before, but you've had so much time to make so much more progress than you have. You should be embarrassed that so many of you are still struggling so much. That I find hard to argue with. Is knowledge power, though, still? Thinking, he thinks at me, is an exertion, yes. That does not absolve us from it. So is walking, yet walk we must, otherwise we grow fat, stale and lethargic. Brushing is a pain, but you do it even if reluctantly to hold on to your teeth. Life is not convenient, no matter how successful we are at making it so. So even if it hurts, use your brain. It will shrivel, shrink, and stink if you don't. Stink. I can tell how angry he is. I am not angry, my friend. Sedartis hears me well before I speak. I am outraged. I am outraged at the stupidity you allow on this planet, at the casual simplicity you cast over everything, and at the way you make do. At the quick quote soundbite approach you have taken to politics, the commercial current that runs through your culture, the inoffensiveness of your art, the soft sell in your science, the infantilization of your discourse. You constantly ask, what is the simple story? What the 3-act moral narrative? Because you are too torpid to connect the dots for yourselves. You open your mouth crying, "Feed me!" You've regressed into infancy and you wallow in your own incapacity. You suckle the nipple of light entertainment, and if you do wean yourselves off it, you go on to sugary bottled fun, and then you wonder why your metaphorical teeth are rotten and you're incapable even of crunching an apple. You've become toothless, grown up but refuse to grow up, idiot babes. You have lost sophistication, elegance, and wit. You shun the strain of inquiry, and you moan and moan and moan. Like the whiny brat in the stroller whom you have elevated to a tiny emperor and given permission to terrorize your existence, you yourself throw your toys out of the pram and expect someone else to bend down and pick them up for you. Everything is somebody's fault. It's the government's fault. It's the neighbor's fault. It's the immigrant's fault. It's anybody else's fault but yours. Have you listened to yourselves? You are a disgrace to your species, the way you behave, and you know it, but you will stone me for saying so to your face. I am stunned. I have never experienced Sedartis like this. I'm a little afraid, and in awe. He senses my discomfort, my fear. He calms down. Species. That in itself is too simple, too categorical. I know you need simplicity, you need categories, but look at yourselves from a distance, or look at yourselves close up. You are so near to your nearest cousins that you can barely tell yourselves apart. Yet you think you are a majestic, exclusive achievement. You are nothing of the sort. You are simply first on your planet and alone in your solar system. And there are so many solar systems in so many galaxies. You need not fear of finding yourselves alone. This universe, as well as any other, is teeming with life. Your problem is not your position, not your location, not your intelligence. Your problem is your perspective. Your nearest cousins, the dolphins, the bonobos, they may be a few 100,000 years, maybe a few million years behind you on their evolutionary path, but that doesn't make them categorically different. It just makes them slower at something you can take no credit for. What you can take credit for is this: your culture. What you do with your advantage. And that is why your stupidity is not acceptable now. At one point in the not too distant past, you were just like the great apes, scavenging for food, fighting each other for primacy over your females, thinking of nothing other than preserving, projecting your genes. Slowly, gradually, you emerged from the dullness of your existence and you became conscious, intelligent beings. How dare you not use your intelligence? You will get there, of course. You will reach your next level as every other life form reaches its own. You will merge with your inventions. You will make yourselves immortal. You will begin to populate other worlds, if nothing else, as a hybrid of human-made machine. That is all very well. But choose how you get there. The pain that you're causing yourselves and your fellow creatures on Earth is excruciating when you already have the means to not inflict it at all. All you have to do is use your intelligence and learn that you are not the thing that matters. You are part of the thing that matters. And that is enough. What is the thing that matters? I ask Sedartis. He remains silent. He remains silent for a long, long time. And we sit together watching the squirrels and the birds and imagining the bonobos and the dolphins and the cows and the lions and the beautiful but a little clumsy giraffes. I take his silence to mean I don't know either, and it saddens me that he doesn't know either, but I know he doesn't know either, and I wonder, does anyone know, anyone in the multiverse of infinite universes at all, Or are we all just a part of it, unknowing, but yearning to understand, and failing, but trying and playing our parts? It doesn't matter, you see, says Sedartis. And now I can really hear him. It doesn't matter at all. All that matters is that you make the most of it, whatever it is you can. That is all that actually matters, because you have no control over anything else. You can't control when you are born, to whom, where. You can't know why. You can't dictate the terms of your existence, but you can take them and deal with them well. And by dealing with them well, you may alter them. Whatever is given, you don't have to take it just as it is. What you do have to do is make the most of it. And you really have to make the most of it. You really have to not take no for an answer. You really have to probe deeper and go further and demand of yourself more. Because if you don't, somebody will. And they may not understand what you understand. But you understand what I understand. And that is how we are connected, how we are part of it all, how there is a greater scheme of things, and how our moment here is tiny. We can, must make it magnificent. That is the chapter that's called Outrage, from Sedartis, Volume 8, in the Eden by FREI miniature series, in the Eden miniature series from Eden by FREI, which you can find if you want to at Eden by FREI, Eden by FREI.net. I'm continuing this, as you may or may not know, twice a week, on a twice weekly basis. Today being a Monday, the next one will go out on Wednesday. Normally at 6 p.m. London time, which is 6 p.m. British summertime at the moment, which is approximately, I believe, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. And I hope you will find me, join me again, come back when you can, as and if, wherever you find this. And until then, take good care. Love and let love. See you very soon.